Hey everybody, welcome back to Ken Plays Terraria. We may still very well rename this Ken Gets Hit by a Dark Trap. As I said, that might be a more accurate title. You may have noticed that this is exactly the spot where I left off from the last episode, and it is! Because I just went ahead and started recording another. So, let's go see the world. Let's get out of this little hole that we made for ourselves. And go explore a little bit. Get out of here. I don't know why I say that. It really is. Uh-oh. What do we got here? Alright. Will he go in the water? No, I guess he won't. Oh, that's sad. I was really hoping there'd be something down there. Why, oh why do I still have the spear in the hotkeys? I don't know. Because to me, it is practically worthless. Especially for these flying enemies. So I'm going to have to change my vernacular a little bit. Not get out of here. Come over here. Get wrecked. That one sounds a lot better. That would work on a t-shirt. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet it's already on a t-shirt. And I would wear that shirt. You know, for a while in my youth, I thought it would be interesting to get into the funny underwear business. You know, kind of, you know, underwear like, Star Trek colors. It says Captain's Log. And then friggin' Family Guy went and did that joke. So, I promise, I came up with that before they did. You know, maybe some, construction underwear. Or, road signs. Underwear that says on the back, exit only. I could be really inappropriate and say something like slippery when wet. I'm going to try to keep the channel somewhat clean. But, you know, I don't think that's exactly the raunchiest humor in the world. And I'm not dropping any F-bombs to do it, so... I think the humor might be a little bit, you know, it's on a, it's edging on that line. We'll just say that. Oh, hello. Can I make it before freaking daylight? Yes, I can. I definitely want to go in that cave down there, though. So, want to do that. There's a giant tree. This is not the giant tree that gives me, well, there's a giant tree that has stuff underneath it. And we like that giant tree. We want to meet that giant tree. Okay, I'm not even going to worry about trying to scale that, because why? I want to go in that cave down there. That's why. Oh, that's disappointing. Wah, wah. It looks so promising. Well, give me my torch back. You don't deserve a torch. So, I'm not gonna lie, I do swear. I used to not really. I did a really good job of not swearing for like years. And then, I don't know, I guess it's like, opening the floodgates. I just started doing it a little bit. I don't know if it was because of, the kind of TV I was watching. I don't know. And I'm certainly not one of those people that thinks, media influences you and brainwashes you. I don't. I think it all comes down to your self-control. You know, I think you can watch Dexter all day long, and you're not necessarily going to go murder people. However, watch, somebody's going to go do that, and they say, yeah, you watch Dexter all day long, and they'll be like, oh, that explains it. Whereas if you watch the Care Bears all day long, they're just going to be like, wow, that guy was a sick freak. He would watch the Care Bears, and then he would go out and murder people. Care Bears must really piss this dude off. So, I'm by no means a saint. I'm not necessarily a sailor either. And I'm not trying to keep the channel clean necessarily because I feel that it just needs to be clean, or that swear words or dirty words, you know, say what you want to say. I have no problem. I love free speech. I think free speech is awesome, and I think you should be allowed to say whatever you want to say, with the exception of maybe fire in a crowded theater. And actually, I feel that you should be able to say that. You just need to deal with the consequences when they happen, because you could really get a lot of people hurt that way. Unless there is a fire, then by all means, please go ahead and say fire. Go get some help. Jeez. Excuse me. Had a little itch in my throat there. But yeah, I'm not a saint. I'm not a sailor. You know, I'm somewhere in between. That would probably make a good song. But I'm just doing it for my own benefit. I've noticed that I've been swearing more than I'd like to lately. I've got a 1-year-old. I really kind of want to knock that off. So you may hear me say words like crap or freaking. And there's a reason behind that. It's not because I'm a goody two-shoes, although I kind of am. It just depends on who you ask. It's simply because I want to just do a little bit better for myself. Alright, so for those of you who don't really play Terraria and you're just kind of watching, this is the dungeon. And it looks itty-bitty, but it goes down forever, and it's actually quite massive inside. And we're not going to go in it, because this guy right here, the old man, he says his master cannot be summoned under the light of day. So what we have to do is come here at night, summon his master, and fight his master, and win before we can gain entry to the dungeon. If you go into the dungeon, well, actually, we can go in the front door, and you can go down just a little bit. But if we try to come in here without having beat the master, we will get wrecked. Now, none of those books were anything good. That's too bad. I'm not going to go down... I'll go down to this bookshelf. I mean, you can go... There's a certain depth. I don't know what it is. That's why I don't want to risk it. I don't want to get wrecked. I'm not going to lie. Who does? So, this is basically your... If we were to call this normal mode or easy mode, fighting the boss here is your third boss, basically. And we haven't even done our first, so... baby steps, people. Baby steps. We're already much better off than we were episode 1. We've got cactus armor. We have a grappling hook, so that is wonderful. Grappling hook is where it's at, y'all. And, man, we're just exploring. Trying to find some good stuff. Being somewhat unsuccessful. I would love to come across a pyramid in one of these sandy areas. It can happen every so often. Not very often. But when it does, it's pretty awesome. Or maybe something that would make us just a little bit faster. Something other than a swiftness potion. That'll make us faster, but temporarily. I'd like something a little more permanent than that. But how about some lead? How about some lead? I know we're well on our way to poisoning ourselves with some lead armor. I think it would be absolutely terrible if in a game where you made lead armor, you just started slowly losing max health until your character became completely cancerous. It would be sad, but maybe a little bit accurate. I'm not sure if lead poisoning causes cancer. I should know that. You know, when you find out what business I'm in, you would realize why I probably should know that. I'm not going to tell you what I do for a living. You'll just have to find that out on your own. You saved me. You're awful nice. I could use you, or I mean totally hire you to do some awesome stuff for me. This has got to be the fishing stuff that I haven't seen before. Did you know there are magical islands that float up in the sky? Bet you didn't. They say angels live in the sky, and I believe those angels have fins and gills and swim around. I believe you must catch one for me. Dude, I don't even have a fishing pole. I couldn't catch you a minnow if I wanted to. Okay, so... what we really want. I'll tell you what we want. What we really, really want is a water chest that is not too far down here. Ah, okay. No, we're not going to get what we want. What we are going to get is a shark. Oh, nope. Oh, see, that's sad. He looks disappointed. I guess we're going to make the somewhat arduous trek back. Because we don't have any recall potions. So that's kind of where it's at right now. Unless we're feeling a little froggy. Are we feeling froggy? Let's see if we're feeling froggy. That way I know I've been here, because snow doesn't normally go there. We're gonna dig down. Hope we get lucky. I really do. You know, luckily for you, these are only 20-minute episodes, so if one of them's a dud, you know, it's only been 20 minutes. Go watch the next 20-minute episode. Hopefully there's a little more excitement. If there's not, what you could do, and I'm not necessarily advocating this, but if you wanted to play a drinking game, just, you know, take a few shots every time I get hit by a trap dart, and you'll be totally wasted. I don't know if I mentioned this before, I think I have, but there are faster pickaxes. I know we're still using our base one, and we may actually go ahead and, when we get back, turn some of the gold, or, yeah, probably gold. I bet we'll do gold. We'll see if we've got enough for a gold pickaxe. If not, we might go silver. I don't like implementing things by just one tier if I don't have to. I prefer to jump a couple of tiers if possible. Especially with something like a pickaxe, you know. I'm not going to notice too much of an improvement by going from this to a lead pickaxe. And besides, we're saving up our lead. We're wanting some lead armor. Because the lead armor, I'm pretty sure, is going to be better than the cactus armor. And that I don't mind doing incrementally at all. Okay, so this is exciting. It's a little bit easier with two people, especially this part. One of you takes the left, the other takes the right, and down you go. And that makes making a hellevator a lot easier. What's a hellevator, you ask? A hellevator is something that takes you straight down to hell. Usually pretty good to have near your house. Why do you want to go straight down to hell? Well, it's a biome that you know the location of with absolute certainty, because it's at the very bottom of the map every time. And sometimes you just want to go down there and farm it, and that's the easiest way to do it. Is you get a hole, you dig straight down, and you either have some way to cushion the landing, or you get a grappling hook, or a cloud in a bottle. Okay, this isn't working, guys. We've barely gone down at all. Let's keep going. I mean, we're kind of pot committed at this point. I'll just have to entertain you with my super sultry voice. I'm just kidding. I don't have a super sultry voice. I've got a low voice. I am a bass, in case you were wondering. And I was in choir, in case you were assuming. I was a choir nerd, loved it. Still love it. I would absolutely love to be in choir again. Our choir instructor, he did that a couple years ago. He got some of us alumni back together. I think we got up to about 20 at one point, but then we ended up with maybe 10 or so, because, you know, people live lives. They graduate high school, they go out, get married, have babies, get jobs. It happens. And there were just fewer and fewer of us showing up. As a matter of fact, I went back to school, so that really made it tricky for me. But we did it for a year, and absolutely loved it. It made me sad that I didn't apply myself as much as I could have in high school. I think if I could go back in time, that'd probably be the one thing I'd change. Which I know there are a lot of people who change a lot of things, but no way, man. I got a smoking hot wife and a stinking cute daughter who got none of my genes as far as I'm concerned. There's no way that she can look that good and have my genes. I kid. Don't worry, sweetheart. I'm kidding. I'm not accusing you of anything. But yeah, I'm really lucky. But I absolutely loved choir, and I think most people who have been in choir for any length of time would probably agree. It was a really great thing, really enjoyable. And in my high school, we had the block system. I don't know how popular that system was or is across the country. I don't know how many of you actually have the block system, but basically, the way our school worked was you had 4 classes every... How did they break that up? 60 days? Is that right? Every 2.5 or 3 months, I think? No, well, I mean, it's not year-round school, so obviously it couldn't be... it'd have to be every 2 months, wouldn't it? 2 and some change, basically. Maybe call it 70 days or something, I don't know. But you would just have 4 classes. 4 classes that lasted 85 minutes each. Alright, let's not drown. Should make a new game called Don't Drown. Be terrifying and probably very haunting at the same time. So 4 classes in high school, 84 minutes each, I believe was the exact amount of time. And you would do that for a little over 2 months, and then you'd get a new set of 4 classes sometimes. Actually, a lot of the core curriculum, 2 block classes. So for half your school year, you might do math during one of your 4 slots, and the other half, you might do more difficult math or science or something, basically. We didn't have this business of 7 classes in one day. So glad that we didn't have that. Because I'm sure you can imagine, those of you that had that system, the amount of homework involved. Just because you're only going to class for 45 minutes doesn't mean the teacher's not going to assign you homework. So I'd rather have homework from 4 classes rather than 7. And the great thing about choir in high school was all year long it took up one of those slots. So homework for 3 classes is a lot better than homework for 7 classes. I'm pretty sure the math works out on that every time. So I was in choir in high school 4 years. It was wonderful. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. There were times that I got annoyed, but it was probably just due to high school drama. You cannot avoid high school drama. I'm pretty sure the only way to avoid high school drama is not go to high school. Just be homeschooled. Which I am perfectly for homeschooling. I have met homeschooled people, and a lot of them are just insanely smart. And if they're not insanely smart, they're at least clever. And, if they're not clever, then, I don't know. The thing about homeschooling is, it's what your parents know and how well they can teach. That's pretty much how you turn out. So, I think if you've got some clever parents, then, the kids are going to be all right being homeschooled. And there's not a whole lot that I will toot my own horn about, except to say that I am kind of clever. I am the annoying friend who has figured out the twist in the movie 40 minutes before it's happened. And my wife hates that. She is so stoked every time a movie pulls a fast one on me. Which doesn't happen a lot. But anytime a movie gets me, it's just like the greatest thing in the world. And it very rarely happens. Let's see here. Shutter Island got me. I didn't see that one coming. And I was trying the whole movie, trying to figure it out. Oh, out of torches. Alright, let's do some recycling then. The whole stinking movie, I was just trying to figure out what's the twist. What's the twist? I know there's got to be a twist. Never could, man. And I can't think of the other movies, but I know they're out there. I know that there are some that have pulled the wool over my eyes and made me go, you know, congratulations. Didn't see that coming. Got some movies on my DVR that I'm looking forward to watching. I am looking forward to watching... I did record The Hobbit because HBO was free this weekend. And so I'm going to give that a look. Interesting thing about The Hobbit, I guess, at least my understanding is, you know, first of all, Legolas not in it, obviously. The Hobbit is the one Tolkien book I've read. I tried to read Fellowship of the Ring. I really did. I tried twice. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I think it's because I've been exposed to what I consider to be much... Oh, please don't hate me for saying this, but much better writing. Much better storytelling anyway. And don't get me wrong, Tolkien, he invented the genre, guys. I love that. Elves, we wouldn't have elves without Tolkien. It's wonderful. But I don't need 3 pages talking about Hobbit lineage. You know, I don't need to know the genealogy of the Hobbits. I really don't. If I wanted that, I could... what is that book in the Bible that all it does is just list the genealogy? I can get that from that. I don't need it. I need, I need a little bit of action. I need a little bit of, some love and some romance and, all that good stuff. But I digress. So Legolas is not in the book. A very interesting thing. I saw a video earlier this week. It was a video of an author named Patrick Rothfuss, and he was talking. And if you don't know who Patrick Rothfuss is, you are absolutely missing out, because he is the author of one of my, I'm just going to say it, my favorite book, or my favorite 2 books. He has authored The Name of the Wind and Wise Man's Fear, which is part of the same. It's basically the second book. It's the sequel to Name of the Wind. And if you're into fantasy at all and you haven't read that, then you are missing out, my friend. You're basically... It'd be like having a diamond in the next room and you never open the door. So you definitely need to read that. But anyway, he was talking about... somebody asked him a question. I think it was, what do you think about writing today, or what would you change about writing today? Something like that. And he basically said one of the issues he has with writing today is the way that women are portrayed in books, and that there just aren't really any strong female characters. And he says it's not necessarily anybody's fault. It's just kind of, it's stuff that they subconsciously picked up and are subconsciously regurgitating in their writing. And one of the examples that he cited was that in The Lord of the Rings, I'm sorry, The Hobbit, not The Lord of the Rings, but in The Hobbit, there are no female characters in the book. And he said, isn't that just absolutely creepy? That it's just a bunch of dudes. There are no female characters in the entire book. And that's something that everybody's read. And it's just really kind of weird. So yeah, that is absolutely weird. And, I haven't read that book in ages, but I pretty much trust the man and what he's saying. And I will say in his book, his books, there's definitely some great female characters. Without a doubt. Why am I rolling around here like an idiot without any torches when I have the stuff to make torches? Apparently I have the stuff to make a lot of torches. So let's do that. Alright. I don't know what I hit. Alright, what button did I hit? Oh no! I don't want to highlight the bricks. Oh, this is bad, guys. What is this? Stop. Alright, guys. I really don't know what I hit there. And, oh, control. Yeah, that was going to be really annoying. So, I was saying, Patrick Rothfuss, check out his books. Wonderful female characters, probably the best male character that I have ever read in any book. Ever. And, you know, I am not the, I'm not the biggest bookworm in the world, but I do love some, you know, I do love me some books. I have read all of the, Robert Jordan books, the Wheel of Time series. Loved that. I especially loved the last book, even though it wasn't, you know, exactly written by Robert Jordan. He did pass, which is sad. But I read a lot of the Terry Goodkind books. Then it got to a point where, oh, sweet, a recall potion. I felt like he might have been getting, you know, I don't know. I'd hate to say a little preachy. That might be the most accurate word, though. And looking back at it, I think I could probably read it and be okay with that. Because I think what he thinks and what I think do line up in a lot of ways. But, you know, once again, I don't necessarily want to be preached at while I'm reading. I want to be entertained. Okay, let's see what we've got up here, guys. That might just be sapphire. And it is. And that's okay. Alright, I'm going to dig this out. This episode is getting to be just a little bit long, and I do apologize for that. You probably have somewhere to be. If not, you're just waiting for this episode to end, so hopefully you can hit start on the next one. Okay. So I'm going to stop this episode right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. Also, feel free to subscribe. I would really like that, as it would help me out a lot. I really want to get some more viewers. Please share this with your friends. And for the love of all that is good, get on Amazon, go to the library or a bookstore, and get The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss if you haven't already read it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.